Okay. And Kim, if you just want to introduce yourself, and will you just start a little bit with your story? Because I think that everybody has a different story and a different pace, and I just love hearing yours.
Yeah. So, guys, my name is Kim Chipak. It Works kind of found me in a string. I mean, I was just scrolling through Instagram when it found me. I was 22 years old. I was just about to graduate college, and it found me in April 2015. So I was super busy. I mean, writing my thesis, like ready to graduate the next month, also working two other part-time jobs, interviewing for internships. I mean, my life was insane. But what I had been going through at that time was like, yeah, I was about to graduate college, but I have like a passion for a specific career path. And so it was like this awkward time in my life where I was like, I don't want to go into corporate, especially like, if I'm not going to give it my all. Like, I have no idea what I want to do with my life here. Ended up, joining with It Works and got a corporate job right after school for a short 3 months. I was able to go diamond in 4. I'll tell you guys about like what that looked like, but was able to go diamond in 4 months and then got awarded the first It Works cruise. I was able to earn that. So I didn't have upline or downline going to the cruise with me, or like anybody who earned it or wanted to go. And so I made like the hardest decision ever and got on, for the first time ever, traveled by myself, took a flight down to Florida. I'm from New Jersey, by the way. Took a flight down to Florida, got on that cruise by my freaking self, guys, like by myself. And it was the scariest thing I ever did. But it was also a pivotal point in my life, because after just like vibing with different people on the cruise, I knew I was home, and I came home and quit my job after just being there for a short 3 months. So that was amazing. Put all my eggs in the It Works basket and was able to go double diamond in 11 months. Now, my road from double to presidential was definitely rocky. I had my enroller go to another company. I, was going back and forth between double and diamond for 2 years, guys. Like 2 years, I was up and down, up and down, up and down. And then something else I'm really excited to share with you is like what kind of switched in between that time from double to triple. And then 3 years in was able to go triple. A couple months later was able to go presidential with that same triple diamond team. It's been insane. It's been insane being in for 3.5 years, now being 26. What was that?
It's the noise our team makes when things go insane. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what that was. It looks like they needed themselves.
That was like,
I was like, is it High Five 305 or something? Like, it's
wow. I'm gonna try to figure out who that was.
That was pretty cool though. Like, I didn't hate it,
I mean, so
oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Whoever is like XT1650, whatever that means.
No, I'm just kidding.
That was you. And I don't know what just happened, but please don't do it again.
That's hilarious. No, not ADD or anything, but that would throw anybody off. Like, come on. So anyway, I'm 26 now, and I do this full time. I've been doing it full time now for 3 years. Bonuses, the whole 9. It's been the biggest blessing. That's my story in a nutshell.
Okay. So you said you sat, diamond double. And I mean, a lot of us in leadership know that like that double diamond rank is hard to maintain. It is like, it's easy to fall back and get close and then fall back. So like, what was the switch? Because you said in January of this year, you were paid as diamond, right?
Yes.
And then last month you were brand new triple diamond, making a significantly above average presidential check. Like, amazing. So what was that switch? Like, what happened last December, January, February, whenever that was? Like, what turned? Like, what was your aha?
Right. So up here in New Jersey, living expenses are ridiculous, guys. So I originally joined the business for triple diamond money because I knew that was like, you know, six figures, like that's what you need to live up here. And so, you know, most people like they start for an average 3,500, right? Right. That's like usually everybody's stories, but mine was to do it full time and to have that six figure so I could prove a lot of people wrong. And so I just want to paint a picture, guys. And all that to say, when I was going up and down, like it was so tough for me because I wanted I started for that triple diamond money. So it was like a constant battle with myself. But honestly, the biggest thing for me was I learned this from Aspen. She had said, don't fall in love with people's potential, fall in love with their activity. And what I had been realizing all that time was that I was holding on to people who, I mean, I loved so dearly and who I saw so much potential in and who I thought were my leaders in my organization. And even, I mean, just treating everybody as equal, like even like people who are in 400 boxes, I was like holding on to every single person on that dang chart and just wanting more than they wanted for themselves or what they were willing to work for. So it was kind of something where I just had to like shed, like I needed to like shake my branches and just like let the dead leaves fall. And as soon as I kind of like, you know, had that epiphany where I was like, I cannot drag these people along anymore, is where God kind of just like opened the doors to people who were like excited to be in this with me and were excited. Like my triple diamond chart, guys, I took it out the other day because I did a Zoom for another leader the other day, and she was like, how many people on your double chart were on your triple promotion? And there was only one person. Her name's Kaylee. She's on this Zoom. I know she is. She's on everything. But only one person who was on my double diamond chart ended up being on my triple diamond chart and was, you know, now a diamond on my prize team. So it's crazy because just by shedding that dead weight and like not holding on to it anymore, I was able to bring, you know, just people who appreciated the leadership and wanted their hand held a little bit and, you know, wanted to go places with it. I would say that's one thing. Another thing though, what that like, you know, is really important for you guys to know is that I never stopped working in between double and triple, like just because I was like having a mental battle with myself and I was like, why is this taking me so long? Why is this taking me so long? I never stopped working ever. Like I never took a month off or even like 2 weeks off. I never did that. So it was honestly just a matter of time, guys. Like, and having that consistency was so important because then when it was time to come, it all came at once and it was just the biggest explosion. So it was really cool to, you know, it's just really cool to look back and just think like, well, all those times I could have stopped or I could have slowed down. And, you know, there wasn't a month I didn't do my steps. It was just maybe I was enrolling the wrong people or I wasn't having like room to accept them into my heart and into my organization. So I just feel like with that consistency, it's only a matter of freaking time. It is like if you're putting people in the system and you're helping them over that course of amount of time, like it's just a matter of time that you're going to find at least one. So that's all I was thinking. I was like, numbers, but I'm not a massive enroller, guys.
So Kim, when you say that you are working, for those that are even pushing for Ruby, I mean, and everyone on the Zoom, if you guys could drop in the chat just what your next rank is so we can kind of gauge too, what's your next rank and where you're going. But Kim, what do you do when you work? Like, obviously that term can go very loosely or broadly. So day to day, what does that look like? What is that consistency of hard work ethic? What does that look like for you?
Wow, we have a lot of leaders in here. Look at this double, triple. So income producing activities. My first year was a little hard on me because I like got into the scroll hole all the time because, once I had that freedom of time, I mean, I was working home full time, like, I was waking up late, all these things. And, I abused that freedom of time in the beginning a little bit when I first quit my job. So I love this question because it took a lot of discipline to find out what my income producing activities were. So what I'm doing, I mean, every day is, I start my day with self-development, get my brain right. I start with a devotion. Like our team does like a 6 a.m. Power hour, and we do like a devotion and then we work afterwards. So I feel like that always set my mind right. Then I work 100% social media, guys. So I hope that's who I'm talking to right now, but I work 100% social media. Messaging, reaching out to people and growing my network. So not just posting and hoping people are going to, fall from the sky and be like, I want what you have or whatever. When I come across somebody's profile, letting them know I think that they'd be an amazing fit and just asking them like, hey, would you ever consider making an extra stream of income, or like, just starting conversation like that, going through people's stories and just starting a genuine conversation, not even bringing up the business, and just making like those virtual friends so that, they eventually see my posts. You can't just have one without the other, but I'd say like my 4 income producing activities would be, obviously posting, that's your open sign. If you're not posting every day, then how are people even going to know that you're open? Posting, messaging, like letting people know that they'd be amazing at what I do and offering them that opportunity, following up with them. So I have a planner, and every day has a full page, and I write down every single time somebody's interested or, shows interest or votes on my poll or whatever the case may be. You guys know the drift with that. You have a lot of leaders in here. With the polls. So just writing down those people and following up with them, honestly, guys, the very next day, like getting them while they're hot, and then growing my network. So I would say the 4 of those things: posting, messaging, follow up, growing my network, just finding people, like-minded people who, like the same random crap that I do.
I love it. Amy, do you have another? I mean, not Amy, I'm sitting here. I just read your Alex.
Okay. It's okay.
Oh,
so I mean, you, like you said, you were working every single day in some capacity, and that's amazing. And I think that's something that everyone has to remember, that like you can take a breather, you can't take a break. Like just every single day your business has to be open. So like you're so consistent. So how are you onboarding your new team? Like going from a diamond double team to a presidential team. I mean, talk about exponential growth. You've gone from a 50 to 100 person team to thousands of people. I mean, it grows so quickly. How are you onboarding all these new team members? And like, how are you creating that duplication in your team? Because there's something amazing when one person can do it, but that does not an ambassador chart make, like you have to be duplicating. So what are some of the things you and your team are doing to like get people on board and then create that duplication and those actions?
Yeah. So we do a lot of layered leadership, and first half of my business, I feel like Kim 1.0, I was like a control freak and wanted like to take care of everybody and like didn't want anybody to slip. That got me it got me somewhere, but it never sustained because I couldn't take care of everybody. Kim 2.0, I'm like, all right, let it go, Kim. Like there has to be some kind of duplication here. So we do a lot of layered leadership and it starts honestly right from, the first conversation of these people being interested. So if I have somebody on my team, who's a little bit newer, distributor, executive level, and they have somebody who's interested in being on our team, we'll do like a 3-way chat right from the get-go. So that's where it kind of all starts. And that's what kind of like started ramping us up, because not only does this potential have one person to talk to now, they're talking to like that one person plus that person's upline, like their diamond. Does that make sense? So the distributor, the executive is now, number one, becoming more comfortable with like how we are kind of sealing the deal there, and like how we're explaining it's $99 to start, and how, So it gets every personality. So right from the start, this potential is experiencing, if they're a yellow, they're like, oh my gosh, this is great. Like teamwork. Like I have like 2 amazing girls in my back pocket. This is going to, and then you have the blues who are like already energized by like, the diamond or the emerald or diamond who's in the group chat too, who's like pumping them up and stuff. And all of that. And then you have like the reds who are like, oh my God, that girl makes $2,000 a month. Like I'm going to do that too. So it's really helpful to start that right from the start, because again, your distributor or executive or whoever needs help sealing the deal with that person is now getting the training and like hearing like, okay, this is what Kim's saying, or, whoever that is. So getting that newbie a part of like a team right from the start instead of just with one person has been really helpful. And then we'll just get on Zoom with them immediately. Like as soon as they sign up, doing like that one-on-one with them, being like, hey, like, this is who I am. And they get to feel out personalities. And just, again, be more a part of a team. Because in the beginning, Kim 1.0 was just like, nope, you're mine, and like that's it, don't listen to what everybody else says. Kim 2.0 is like, no, we have somebody that's good at that. Yeah, I mean Facebook Messenger, exactly. So for instance, say like Allie's a teammate of mine and she's like just getting started, she's in like month 1 or 2. Kim, I have a potential right now, like I'm not really sure what to say. I'm like, okay, no problem, throw me in a group chat with them. So then Allie will tell her potential, hey, is it cool if I just introduce you to one of my friends on the team? She's been in a couple of years. I really think you're going to like her. And then at most 9 out of 10 times, they're like, yeah, no problem. I'm able to answer this girl's questions. I'm able to seal the deal through a voice message. Allie's getting the feel of what I'm saying so that she can duplicate that to her team. And then just the Zooms are key, guys. I mean, we started doing the morning power hours very recently, but we have a late night crew too, who will get on from like 11 to 1 a.m. sometimes, and we'll have our wine and we'll hang out, and we'll just like, we won't do power hours, but we'll just like hang out because a lot of us are in different states. So that really created momentum with us too, because it was more of like a let's rally, let's go, and let's have fun too while we're doing it.
I love that. So one thing I kind of want to add, and really for everyone on here, I think a lot of people are waiting for someone else to do it for them, right? They're waiting for a Kim to step in and say, oh, hey, like I have Kim. You guys, this all starts with you too, right? I was a Ruby when I started my first trainings, a Ruby. I had no upline. I was like, hey, I'm just going to try this out and see if it works. And so if you have 2 people on your team, start with those guys, right? Don't wait for an upline to do it as well. Like you be that person and do those, whatever's going to work for you, however that is. For me, it's one-on-one, it's at Starbucks, right? But Kim's like, do Zooms. And again, I think it depends on your schedule, right? Depends on different things like that. But I love that co-sponsorship and making sure that people know right from the beginning, my gosh, you do not only have me, but you're lucky enough to have X, Y, and Z too.
Yeah, what's also cool is that, crap, I lost my train. Oh, when I enroll a distributor now, like, and I place them, I now trust my leaders to be like, hey, let's like really take care of this girl. Let's be friends with her. Like I'm moving her to you. So, I want you to get to know her too, rather than just placing. And again, Kim 1.0 would have kept him from myself and I wouldn't have trusted my leaders. But now I'm like, hey, let's kind of tag team this. And they're growing such amazing friendships that way too. But like Amber said, I mean, no matter what level you are, honestly, I mean, I don't even care that this is being recorded, but like, I'll honestly tell you, my enroller kind of enrolled me, patted me on the back and was like, good luck out there, Kim. And like, didn't really help. Like, I never had somebody helping me. And I know most of you guys know I'm on Ashley's team, Ashley Sinclair, but I did not become friends with her until like a year and a half into my business. She didn't really know me, and she's down in Texas. We never really connected. So all I did was I knew I wanted to go diamond, and I printed out a diamond chart, and guys, I carried that with me everywhere. And I just said, this is how many people I have to get. And it was fun for me. I got to like chip off numbers, and By the time I went diamond, that thing had like coffee stains on it. It was like all crumpled up, like eraser holes in it. But I carried that everywhere with me, and I made that my responsibility because nobody's going to build your business for you. I never got moved one customer or distributor, guys, all the way up till Prez. Like you can't expect that.
That's awesome. And it is like, you're right. You are responsible for your own business. If you get a customer, if you get a distributor or something, like that's great. But like, that's a gift. That's not something that's just going to like happen, and definitely not something to be expected. And I can definitely speak from personal experience that the people who I have built significantly, like I've given a lot of stuff to, they're not in the business anymore. It's the ones that do it for themselves and have the grit, and they learn it on their own and build that relationship and that community on their own. All right. So somebody did ask in the 3-way chats, you're just doing that on like Facebook Messenger?
Yeah. Right on Facebook Messenger, or I prefer Messenger, and I keep texts more like personal for like my business. But I have like a million 3-way texts. And guys, it is a lot of work. I'm not going to lie, but it was a lot of work, and now it's not for me because now I have leaders who are doing that with their teams and so on and so forth. So it did take, probably 2-3 months to kind of get that up. And I was like, I'm saying the same thing over and over. Like, this is so annoying. But now I don't have to do that anymore so much.
That's awesome. It says, what do you do right off the back to train a new DT that's duplicatable? So like, I guess, how are you training them? Like, once they do join, like through that 3-way message?
So they're in there. We get on Zoom as soon as possible. Just, I feel like the sooner the better. Again, like catch them while they're hot, both potentials and new distributors. Honestly, guys, we're going right to host to post because that's where we're seeing the most immediate response. So we'll go right in there. And instead of like them messaging, their chicken noodle soup list or their dirt list, instead of going to those people and asking them to purchase product from them, we're asking those people to host a post for them. So now you're not only getting like your aunt as your first customer, you're getting your aunt and her friends. So that's been working for us really well. And typically what we've been finding is just giving them, like, say it's their aunt who is like on their dirt list. If they're giving their aunt this post to put on their wall, make sure you're choosing a product for her to host a post that she would probably be interested in as well. So kind of like feel out, what her market would be. So now you're getting more than one customer right there. So we're going right to host a posts. And honestly, I've just been not as afraid to show people a Ruby chart right off the bat and saying, here, boom, want $1,000, like get 5 people. And kind of just like giving them sample opportunity captions so that they could get a feel for, talking about the business. But host to post right now. And Instagram stories too, and Facebook stories. I feel like we do a lot of those right off the bat so that they can get people voting on their polls and getting that curiosity.
I love it. What is one thing that you wish you would have done from the very beginning of your business?
Oh, that's tough. One thing okay, no, this is not so tough. Self-development. I was so stubborn right from the start, and I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need that. But what's so funny is like, as soon as I started, the first thing I did, the first self-development I've ever done, I remember I started reading The Secret, and then I watched it on Netflix, and I was like, whoa, this is like, there's no way this is true. And then I started like practicing it, and like the whole like parking spot thing, like I'd like, start envisioning like getting a front row spot, and then it would just happen, and just things like that started happening. And I was like, wow, the universe is in my favor if I let it be. So I just started self-development, and that is what I feel like made me a better leader. I was more understanding. It got me back into religion. Like, it's crazy. I wish I had started that day one and I wasn't as stubborn with that. That's more, I guess that's one side of it. Business wise, like income producing,
And maybe not even done, but wish you would have known that maybe would have lit that bridge.
I wish I would have known that that like customers and distributors, guys, they're people. Like, when you print out your steps to success and you're just like filling names in, I had the crappiest retention because I would just like put them in the computer and I wouldn't understand just because I got the sale over the phone or over social media. Like, I had to connect with this person in order for them to actually stick around. Teammates as well, just caring and loving on them. Self-development brought that though as well, and just learning about network marketing in general. But I sometimes think that maybe Kim 1.0 didn't sustain because it was all about me and my goals. And then once I kind of, fell in love with the people aspect of it, which wasn't natural for me. And that kind of sounds like really crappy to say, but it just wasn't. And it's just me being honest. It just wasn't natural for me. But when I made it more so about my team and my customers' needs and like what they truly needed, not just like how much BV I can get out of them, that's where I kind of saw things flip as well. The parking spot thing.
Okay, I know. I'm scrolling for questions too. I think somebody said they did the parking spot thing with The Secret.
I love it.
That's funny. Okay, so
Kim, I have a quick question. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to know, how did you connect with Ashley? And can you just share a little bit about, because for me, when I see you guys and your camaraderie, it is mind-blowing and sweet and just gives me chills and makes me all emotional. So can you talk about connecting with her, how you guys connected, and what that camaraderie means to you that you have as a team and leaders, and just how it's helped you and changed you?
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Especially since she's in New Jersey and Ash is in Texas. Like, there's a lot of people that feel like that.
Her whole entire team is in Texas, guys. Like, her whole, like, I think I'm like, I mean, my team's the only one that's out of Texas, but yes, that absolutely. When I linked arms with not just Ashley, but the other leaders on her team, I saw a huge change in myself. And I'm competitive, so that helped. But, just being around like-minded women who were more successful than me, that definitely enhanced my leadership skills. But yeah, so we connected. I just like earned one of her retreats to Mexico. And I mean, it was kind of just very natural right from the start with her and I. But what I never let go of was being a part of that. And I could have let being from New Jersey totally, I could have just like turned my back to it and felt like, oh, like I'm not around every time they get coffee and every time they work together and this and that. But I truly, like, I consider that an investment. Like, in the past year, I've been to Lubbock, Texas, like 6 or 7 times. And yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's not easy to get to, but every single time I go there, I mean, I come back more and more fired up. I know my team feels the same way, and they deserve to have a leader that is constantly fired up. So that's why I just make it a priority to go there and to be in touch with my sidelines. And Ashley's leadership, I mean, just like the 3 of you guys, and I don't know what other leaders are on here, but it all comes from the top, like your team totally senses that energy. And yeah, so I don't know if that answered your question, but getting to events, so important, so freaking important. Like, if I get to see them, and like, I don't know, we don't even really like talk that much, but every time we see each other, it's like, we picked right up where we left off. So team is huge, guys. If you don't have, I mean, what I encourage you, if you're not already doing it, or if you're newer, is to not make the mistake that I did and just be in it for yourself, because that honestly will never sustain an organization. You have to be in it for your team, bringing that energy right from the top down. 100%. Like, the pace of the leader is the pace of the pack. And if you're gonna coast and you're not gonna really invest all of your time into them, then they're going to be, they're going to give less than you are. So enrollments and everything, like what we like to do is, I'm sure you guys do it too, but we have a boom chat with our team. And when I have another girl in there, like a newbie or something who is, but like, you know, putting in all of her customers and stuff, I'm like, dang, like I got to beat her. I have to be the highest enroller. And that all comes from Ashley, you know, just the pace of the leaders, the pace of the pack. Boom chat. Okay, so my team, every month, at the beginning of every month, I start a brand new chat. And I know that sounds like a lot, but we need to weed people out constantly. Clearly, you know, people are just weird and they like to leave. Or become uninvested, like whatever, that's your own problem. So I start a new boom chat every single month, and it's only people who are working, right? So it's just people who are, you know, who really are working and would like some help. And we don't ask questions in there. You know, that's not what that chat's for. It's not for the notifications going off all the time, but it's really just a shout out every single time we have a win. That's it. That's it. Every time, it's all positive. One negative thing, like you're booted, or like you'll get a warning and then you're booted the second time. Like there's none of that, like no tolerance for that. So it's just every time somebody has like, you know, gets excited, like, oh, I got 10 hosts to post up today, or, oh my gosh, I got 1 million, you know, likes on my photo, whatever the case may be. But most importantly, every time somebody gets an enrollment, and we count up from 0 and we try to get to 500 every single month. And every time we get an enrollment, we just say, boom, number 5, new loyal customer, cleansing greens. And then we say how we got the customer so that everybody gets to learn too. And we just count up from 0 to 500. We only hit 500 once, and it was the last month when I went Prez. But
yeah. Wow. That's a really good idea. And I think, and again, you guys, I really hope you guys are understanding that you don't have to be a presidential to do this. This could start with you as an executive. And that's where it really does begin. I'm sure we all wish we would have done what ambassadors do when we were executives and rubies and things like that. I had another question, and I want to know too from Allie and Amy and Chantel, out of the year, how many events would you say, do you go to? Whether that's local, corporate, etc. How many events do you guys attend every year?
Do you guys want to go first? I mean, I go to every corporate event possible. But I also don't have like kids or anything. Like it's just kind of me. So I don't know. I go to every single corporate event that I possibly can. Going to Grand Rapids in October. I've never missed anything Ashley's ever had at her house.
Yeah, and that's not an easy flight, flying down to Lubbock.
It's like, it's a 7-hour, it's usually like 7 to 8 hours total, like just travel time.
I'm right now not scheduled to go to Grand Rapids. That doesn't mean in the next 3 weeks something will change. But that will be the first corporate event I've missed in 2 years. And I have 3 kids, 2 of which are like very young and close together in age. I would say I probably go to at least an event a month, like a 1 team, 1 mission. I have a team happy hour. We couldn't do them over the summer, but during the school year, we do twice a month, just like we call them working Wednesdays, or, like a weeknight work night, like just come over to my house from 7:30 to 10 and we can hang out and we can ask questions, but you're there to work. And it's like an in-person power hour, just because there's something magical about like being around the team. And Tara just said, we have nothing here in South Dakota. Like, you have to make it happen. You have to create it yourself, even if it's just a happy hour, even if it is like getting together with your team for lunch. Have a try it event, find a triple diamond locally to have a try it. Try it doesn't have to be 400 people. It can be like 20 people in a room. It doesn't matter. But I would say at least an event a month. I mean, I feel like there's 2 to 3 things on my calendar monthly that's either I'm doing a party and I'm just constantly being around our team. I think that's so important. And even with that, like every week, I never miss a family call. I never miss show me the money unless like we have to scheduling wise. But because you have to be on fire, you have to stay close to the fire. And the corporate events, they do everything for me. And I had to miss both cruises and 2 green carpets just because of babies a couple years ago. And that was really, really hard on me personally and on my business. So I don't make that mistake again.
Yeah, I mean, my best friend, and she's the triple diamond on my team, Megan, her and I get together like as much as possible. And every single time we do, I mean, she lives 15 minutes from me, but every time we do, like, we bang work out. Like, there's something about just being with somebody who has like the same kind of fire as you do. And if you don't have that, then Zoom, like, I don't remember the last day that I haven't been on Zoom with at least one of my teammates. And I know, like, not everybody has the luxury of like doing this full time, but I feel like it was always like that for me. Just being around like-minded people is so important. Finding yourself an accountability partner. Alyssa Bowman and we partnered up this time last year, and we just set like a goal for ourselves. And because we're both competitive, like, we just always met that goal and did more. So, yeah, that just, outside of corporate, just being around like-minded people. We have so many different kinds of like team, like, they have that emeralds and diamonds corporate page, the triples and above page. There's like a push to triples page. Like, there's so many different pages that you could be a part of and just reach out to others. And, we have the best kind of community where people would be happy to work with you.
Chantel, what about you?
So for me, events are just constantly, and I'm like a yellow, so I have to be around people. I need energy. I need to like hear voices and see faces. And who was it that said they're in North Dakota? I don't remember your name, so I apologize. But I saw somebody say, we don't have anything here. Here's the crazy thing, whoever said that. I see, yes, South Dakota. Sorry, South Dakota. When It Works first came to Kansas City in, this would have been July of 2011, there wasn't anything either. There was no meetups. And the initial meetings were 5 people in somebody's basement. And that turned into us meeting at a restaurant, which turned into, us meeting at a church, and we outgrew the church. And so, don't think that you are not capable of being the spark that starts the fire wherever you are, because you are not only capable, but you're worthy of doing that. And so don't be afraid to do that, because it's happened everywhere. There had to be a first person in every city, in every state. And so we are getting ready to do all that all over again. And so just own that and be proud of the fact that you have that capability. But for me, you guys, I went to my very first event. I literally was like, I don't need to go to events. I'm working full time. I'm a legal assistant. I'm in grad school. I've got a baby. I've got a son that's active. I don't have time for events. And so I didn't go to events. I started in April 2012. And my very first event was conference January 2013. I went as a double diamond, and I was just like kicking and screaming the whole time. Like, this is so dumb. These people are crazy. Nothing at this event's going to change me. And it changed me, changed everything about my business. It changed my life. It impacted me forever. I left that conference with fire. And 2 months later, my husband and I both skipped triple and went presidential. And then 4 months after that, I went ambassador. And if I had not gone to that event, none of that would have happened. And there were only 20 people from my team that went to that conference, you guys. And that all of us being sparks are what started the fire that changed my whole business, our whole business. Allie came into my organization. It's just crazy. So events are huge for me. I need them. I love them. I could never not go to them.
Totally a non-negotiable for me too.
Yeah, has to be. Well, I think too, if you have a corporate job and there's a meeting, you would get fired if you didn't go. And that's how I treated my entire business. And I'm sure obviously you guys do the same thing. You just have to. Amy, Spence, what about you? Events. I always see you. I always love seeing you and hugging you. You're so sweet.
Yes. Oh, Amber, I've been praying for you in your city. Anyways, yes, events are my first event, I was a presidential diamond. So I joined in February 2014, and I went to green carpet that summer. And it was, I remember being so nervous, but it was awesome. I promise you guys, anytime that I get around people, I'll even drive. I live 3 hours away from my enroller, Allie, and I've driven before to just be around her and a couple people in St. Louis. I'm really from Alabama. So the majority of my team is in the South. And so I do a lot of Zooms, like Kim was saying. I love Zooms just to stay connected with my team. But, there's so many places, you guys, that you can have, the one team, one missions, or what are we calling them now? I still call them one team missions. I'm so old school. But there's so many places where you can do that for free. YMCAs, libraries. Like Chantel was saying, be the start of it. I remember my team, we were growing so quickly in Alabama, and we started doing one team, one missions. And I was the first ambassador in Alabama, from Alabama. But two of my personally enrolled were the first ambassadors actually that live in Alabama. And I remember, our largest one team, one mission was like over 500 people, and our first one was nothing like that. So start it. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Put an event out there on Facebook, get people to come, spread the word, and just do it, and you'll watch it grow. And that's what's so cool and exciting. I would love to be in a town where I didn't have a local team, and I didn't have and I didn't know any other It Works people. I'd be handing out flyers left and right at places, trying to get to create my own momentum in local teams. So events are where it's at, you guys. And here's the thing, if you can't get to events, then plug into what they were saying. Plug into power hours. I swear there's like a power hour for every time, I feel like, during the day, if you want to. I know a lot of you guys work full time, so don't get overwhelmed that you can't do this, because the people you're listening to right now, this is our full-time job, but you really only need an hour and a half to work this business intentionally. And that is really the kind of thing that I'm trying to start with my team, and letting new people know that this doesn't have to rule your life all day long. If you work intentionally and you set that timer and you are really on task, you just need an hour and a half to 2 hours a day to work. So just being around like-minded people, I think, is what I love the most. Yeah, for sure.
Amen to that. And I think we've all been there. I'm sure Kim in the beginning was like, wow, there was a lot of things I didn't do, right? Or I did, and it wasn't effective. And she keeps talking about, you guys, those income producing activities. And those are crucial for all of us. But I want to get back to Kim's paycheck. Okay. I know, Allie, I think it was just me and you, right? When we were there with her. What was that like? And
I'm sweating.
Okay, your balls are sweating.
Let's do it again.
So for those of you guys that are new, and I know there's so many on here that are brand new, and I know you guys can't wrap your head around $1,000. But share with us that work ethic that you poured in, and then seeing that payout. How was that? What was that like? And what advice would you give to everybody else?
Yeah. Well, it definitely was hard work, guys. Like it was hard work. And there were days where I completely broke down. And there were days where I was like, I'm not like, I've turned into a crazy person. Like, what am I getting myself into here? My upper lip is sweating literally right now. It hit me the most, actually. It wasn't presidential that hit me. It was triple diamond when it kind of hit me, because that was like my original goal that I set out to have. And so just like being able to cross that off after 3 years of such hard work was, guys, I mean, the videos are out there. I think it says it all. Like both, like it's crazy. Like when I went triple and both when I went pres, like there were videos like being taken of me, and it was just, I've never felt so fulfilled, because I knew what that was also doing for my team as well. Like it wasn't just about me. These girls who were leaders, and like even the girls pushing for Ruby, and how much that extra 500 meant to them. Like it was just the ripple effect, I think, was the most moving part. Pres money though, crazy, but and I don't want to sound like, I don't know. I really hope that, I pray that this comes out the right way, but I had already embedded in my mind, and every day when I woke up, I was like, just like, I knew that money was coming because I had focused so much on it. Like with every message I sent, with every no that I got, with every day that I was like, I don't feel like talking to anybody, like just felt like turning my phone off. Like for all those days, like the one thing that I thought of was like, but what's it going to feel like when you do have it? And that's all I focused on. So when the e-suite changed and then when I saw the pay, it was kind of like, I already knew it was going to happen because that's how focused I was. Like it wasn't a shock to me because I was like, yeah, that's what I worked for, you know? But just the ripple effect down, I think, was where I was emotionally hit because that only meant that so many other girls were getting what they worked for too. So, guys, it's surreal. I mean, when I tell you that I was paid as a diamond in January, but the thing is that like my focus never shifted. Like I never thought, I don't know, I just never thought about giving up because I saw so many other people who had been through the valleys and, you know, who had dropped rank before and all that stuff. But if I could tell you like anything, it's just to keep that. I see Courtney just wrote like has a number in her head all, you know, keep that number, keep your affirmations at the front of your mind. Because they seriously will come true. I don't know if you guys see that post-it right there. I'm on my bed right now, but that post-it right there says, oh gosh, I'm going to start sweating because this means it's real. Cause there's 100 people listening to me right now. That post-it says I'm top 75 right there. I put that up there and it's right above my bed. Like literally, like I see it multiple times a day. First thing I see every morning, last thing I see when I go to bed. I put that there January 1st, guys, when I was getting paid as a diamond. I mean, diamonds can't get in the top 75, right? I mean, just last month or the month before, whenever numbers came out, I was like 120 something. And I'm like cruising right up to 75 for the year. So like what you think about, you bring about 100%. So just make sure you know exactly what you want and you're very specific about that, even with the people who you want on your teams. Right at my desk, I have like 5 qualities of people who I want on my team, and I stare at them when I'm sending messages and I pray over that. And, you know, once you're certain about what you want and then you work for it, it just happens. That sounded a little bit corny.
No, I want to say something. First of all, I want to say you're such an inspiration to me. I've been in the business for almost 5 years, and I just loved hearing your story. And a couple of things that stuck out to me, you guys. First of all, how real is she? She is no one. I mean, I do not take this the wrong way. I want everyone to know what you're capable of, y'all. She's an ordinary person, just like all of us on this Zoom. But she dreamed. She did not stop when she could have stopped. I mean, the thing is everyone wants to quit when it gets hard. That's the world we live in. People want to quit marriages. They want to quit friendships. They want to quit jobs. They want to quit relationships. Stuff is hard. This isn't going to be a cake or a walk in the park. You're not going to be excited and love. It works every second of the day. I was talking to Cami Pentecost about this morning about that. You are not going to be 100% passionate 365 days a week, 24 hours a day. But this girl right here could have given up when it was tough, but she knew she was worth more. She wanted more out of life, and she kept going. And look at her. And I guarantee it, she probably made more last month than a lot of people who are titled ambassador and who've been in the company longer than she has. And girl, you have got me going like crazy. And I just want you to know that your fire and your enthusiasm and your passion and just your story. I mean, I love hearing how people don't quit, because right when you guys quit, you're on the brink of something, you guys. So congratulations to you. And I cannot wait to meet you in person.
I know, me too. I hear a lot of great things about you, Amy.
Amy, you are gonna love her. She's like our Polly Pocket. We just
You
want to put
think?
her.
Yeah, I was gonna
You can
say,
like go like this.
I
And
see.
I mean, her story about, that top 75, you guys, I claimed ambassador before it happened. I claimed it and told the world 3 times that I was going ambassador that month. And I didn't go that month, but you know what? I claimed it. I wrote it out. There were sticky notes on my computer. I put it on the backdrop of my phone. I saw that every day because that's what I wanted. And so you guys, all these people who are going for executive Ruby, Emerald, you got this. There are so many people in this world who are just like all of us that just want a little bit of change. And you just got to open your mouth. Jade Hooper told me something one time in my business, and it was probably like right after I went ambassador, and it has stuck with me. It is our job to talk to as many people a day about It Works. And it doesn't matter if they sign up, because they probably won't that day, right? But it's our job to plant the seed. It's our job to follow up with them, because if you're not doing that, someone else will. So while I'm not following up, while I don't have a system in place, guess what? Kim right here, she's stealing all my potential. Not stealing, but you know what I mean? She's taking all of them because she's doing what she's supposed to be doing every single day. So Kim, thank you so, so much for talking to us tonight.
You're so welcome, guys.
What's crazy is I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, like, here, me, Allie, and Amy, and Chantel ambassadors, and pretty soon that's going to be Kim. I don't know. I didn't click something.
Patricia. Okay, thanks.
But that's going to be Kim is going to be the ambassador, aching for one of you guys to be the next presidential who says, this is my story. Darn it. And it's freaking good. And we all need that, you guys. But here's the deal. And just like Amy said, there's no difference between you and her, or you and me, or you and Chantel. There's no difference. The one thing is that mindset, you guys. I'm telling you, it's 90% of this business. And if you don't believe it and see it like Kim did, like I remember seeing you in April and then seeing you just last weekend, 2 weekends ago. I was in Texas for 10 days. And so I'm seeing you and just seeing that there was always that light. It just shined a little bit brighter. And you guys, we all have that light. We all do. But you have to believe it. Oh my gosh, Kim, I just keep
you have to believe you're worthy too. I think it's something so huge. Like, God didn't create us all to be like, okay, you're made to make this much and just hit this rank, and you're made to hit this rank, and you're made to hit that rank. Like, guys, we were all created equal. Like, you're the only one that's getting in your own way here about, your income thermometer is what Ashley calls it, and how much you're made to make. And then when somebody like Pam looked me in the eye the other day and said, you just 6 times your income in 8 months, like, why are you talking about doubling it now? Like 6 times it again. Like, you're literally thinking too small. And if you fall a little short of that, then I'm sure you're still going to be happy. So, yeah, that really hit home to me too. And, even though I had and are continuing to have larger goals, just having, even if it's just me to tell you tonight that you're made for so much more than you think you are, and that's all you have to hear, go work for it. Go work for it, because 3.5 years, yeah, it took a lot of sacrifice, but at the same time, I'm like, this is the best ever. So it was great doing this Zoom with you guys. Thank you so much. I'm excited to read the chat.
Kim, will you just leave us with, I just want to hear your vision for 2019.
Oh gosh, I haven't.
Because I think you visualized this and it happened.
Brilliant.
Vision is powerful. What is your vision? What do your next 15 months look like? What is happening in your future?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna get emotional. My goals are so big right now that I am literally scaring myself. Like, when Pam told me that if I 6 times my income in the next 8 months, I said, what does that look like? And she goes, that puts you at Black Diamond, baby. And I was like, that's all I have to do. Like, that's all I have to do. So, I'm coming for in 2019 at, like I said, conference, I'm walking stage as top 75 for sure. That's my goal for conference. But after that, I don't have an exact number, but I just want as many people in VIP with me as possible. I mean, I had a girl on my team who she hit diamond after 3 years of being in the business, and just like seeing somebody like her hit higher ranks and just like continuing momentum and touch other people with that story, because that's a whole, like, you're inspired by my story, like that's another story. Just having as many people be in that 6-figure income with me would be amazing. But I would love to, by conference 2020, be in top 20. And I know it can happen, guys, because I'm watching people do it right now. Like, people are moving up the numbers like crazy because they're just deciding to do it. But I just want a powerful team of leaders is really just my goal. I just want a powerful freaking team of leaders. I'm doing my first team retreat in October, and it's just like at a house at the beach by my house. But like, man, to do what Ashley's done for me and like do like a Mexico trip or a cruise or something with my team the next year. I don't know. I'm just all about my team, because honestly, like, I've reached a lot of the goals that I originally started for, and now I'm just like thinking of them, to be completely honest. I'm just thinking about them and everything that they could accomplish. But that's a tough question. I'm going to have to get back to you on that. I'll let you know. 15 months. 15-month plan.
A lot can happen. Kim 3.0 can happen.
A lot could happen. Like, I could legit be Black Diamond. Why not?
Why not?
My goal is to pass Ashley. Boom.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's amazing.
I told her, I said, I'm coming for you. Like, I'm going to pass you next year.
Oh man, I'm going to text her right now and be like, your girl just called you out. So
she knows. She already knows it.
That's amazing. Well, Kim, you are amazing. You are wonderful. I am just forever thankful that this year brought you into my life, because you are just a little spitfire with vision and passion, and you like rap music and tequila shots. And like, I don't know what else could be like more the complete package.
Get in my circle, dang it. It's fun.
You are the best. I've had just such a good time getting to know you. And I think, I mean, my gosh, the chat is just overwhelming of people, really, really excited about what you had to share. And I know you inspired a lot of people tonight. So, Amber, do you have anything that you want to close out with?
I just want to say, you guys, these take time. They're investments away from our kids. We get it. And I think that the biggest thank you could ever do for somebody to show appreciation is to make a post about them. Give them gratitude outside of this chat. Tag your upline, whether that's Chantel, Amy, Allie, myself, and Kim. And even if you don't have to be friends with her to tag her, but just share your gratitude, share that aha moment, make your team wonder what the heck you were just on, and they want to come to that buffet and eat for dinner, okay? Because I am like full, man. I am so full right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
And yeah, so hungry. Like, oh, you guys, my palms are sweating, and I'm like, this is crazy. But thank you, Kim, again. And again, if you guys can just go on to social media, because that's what your potentials also want. They want that community. They want this friendship. They want to know that it's real. They want to know that you are with the best family ever. So thank you, Kim. We're wishing you all the best. And
I'll see whoever at Grand Rapids. Don't be shy.
Yes.
I'll get this recording up on YouTube just as soon as I can.
All right. Bye, guys. I love you so much.
Bye, guys. Thanks.